up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse alongside my partner. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
What? I thought we agreed. I thought what?
Agreed to what?
I thought we were gonna do. We were gonna match.
What, dress shirt Sunday? What the fuck is this?
I thought we were gonna do the matching the thing. We were gonna do that. Remember we talked about it.
Are we gay?
What? I mean, I thought we were gonna do the matching shirt thing. We didn't agree on that, or
No, that never. I was like.
What was I gonna wear?
I don't. Whatever. Like, I don't care. A shirt.
A regular shirt?
Not a blue fucking dress shirt that looks like we shopped at the same goddamn store and got it at the same fucking time.
I thought we were. No?
You thought we were twins. Did you that? No?
I thought we were going to do the matching blue dress shirt because it was. No?
In what realm of sanity does that make any fucking sense? Does that make any sense to you?
I thought we were going to do. I thought that we have horrible communications.
Yeah. Communication skills are shit right now for the Pulse.
I guess so. I mean, I was under the assumption
that we were 5-year-old twins going to a fucking park.
You can do the video. Can we take it off?
No, I don't. That would be gayer. That might be even gayer than wearing the same shirt. Because now we're less clothing. Gayer.
I'm sorry. I thought we were doing. I thought we were doing.
We haven't done a video with me and you in a long time. Our communication level is shit right now.
It's unfortunate.
We better have this shit sorted out the next time we're in a video.
Okay. Sorry.
Motherfucker. On this edition of the Pulse, we're going to give you guys a Pulse Topix show. I haven't done one of these in a minute or two. We have a lot of topics to talk about, a lot of things to talk about, and they're all in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. We are first off going to start off, that sounded retarded, more communication problems, with the debuting Curtis Axel over the past couple weeks. Obviously, Michael McGillicuddy repackaged with his father's name, Curtis, and his grandfather's name of Larry the Axe Hennig, taking it and smashing it into Curtis Axel, who could also, be in, a shitty metal band. You know
Curtis Axel rhymes with purple asshole?
I do now. And that makes me like it a little bit more.
Purple asshole.
I mean, it's got to be a little bit better than just Kurt.
Kurt.
That was the original game plan. Just Kurt.
They were going to call him just Kurt.
He was going to be the 6th member of the Spirit Squad. Just Curty.
Curty!
Curty! Murder! Mickey, Nicky, Ricky, Dolph Ziggler, and Curty.
Rudolph.
Yeah, whatever. Something else.
Okay, so Curtis Axel. Of all the people they could have brought and done this with Paul Heyman.
He's the number one guy, right?
He's the number one. He's the first person I thought
on top of just repackaging, just Yoshitatsu.
Yeah,
putting him with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that would have been...
That actually been kind of interesting, to be honest with you.
Takeshi Morishima.
Yeah. Can we say part 2? I mean, yeah.
Boom.
Hello, Great Muta. I mean, he's got the damn fucking... Right. Let's go. There we go.
I mean, here we go. I have no idea what the idea or the thought process was. This, I guess, Paul Heyman and just Triple H were like, you know what? Let's just this guy, and just we'll
make that work.
We'll make that work.
Yeah,
we'll make that work.
It's gonna get done.
I mean, I don't know. He doesn't have a bad look. He's not a bad worker. He's just missing that intangible. I really don't think he has that it factor like his dad did. It was just one of those things. It was just there could have been several worse people that they could have. Is that true? Worse people, I guess. That
worse, they could have more worse, just bad.
More worser is not a word. Worser. We could
batter.
Say batter.
Batters. Batter.
That
what are we mixing? Pancake.
Pancake batter.
Batter.
Brownie batter.
Yes.
No, I mean there definitely could have been worse people that could have been in this position, but
that's not what we should be focusing on, though. It should be the good options and what should happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's several.
It could be worse. That's never good to say. It could be worse. It could be worse.
I mean, we only saw one of Sable's nipples.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be worse. We could have saw none of Sable's nipples.
Fuck.
That's a 90s joke.
Yeah. A little bit.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really know where they're going with this. Triple H has a huge hard-on for him. Paul Heyman's doing this whole deal with him. It looks like they may set up a match for them to have, have payback. I don't know, doing this whole Triple H can't legitimately put somebody over, but he has to have a heart attack on live fake. I don't know what it was he had. I'm not really quite sure what the game plan was. And then he beat John Cena by countout.
Yep.
So he's technically winning
twice. I think he beat John Cena by DQ or something as well, or some bullshit. Oh no, because I think he was a fucking no DQ match, and then I think he pinned him after Ryback took him out or something.
I think the best thing that could happen for this whole thing is if they turn into a giant joke and he continues beating all main eventers by like DQ or a countout. He just continues. He's like, I have countless victories
over John Cena, Ryback, fucking Triple H, Jesus. I don't know whoever else I beat. Shawn Michaels came back for a night. I beat him. The Undertaker, WrestleMania. Fuck yeah, count out.
What?
I keep undefeated, winning. Not.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I don't know. I think it's cool they're using Heyman in this aspect, but as his mouthpiece, he definitely needed that. But I don't really know where they go from here. I mean, it was just kind of like a shot in the dark. Like when they were like, Paul Heyman has a new client and he's coming out. This would have been not even the last person I probably would have thought of. I mean, a midget. Maybe he would have managed a midget.
Yeah, maybe.
Hornswoggle, a new gimmick.
Yeah, I think that'd be
where his finisher is a top rope Hurricane Rana. That would have been sweet. They could have put that over.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Like we said, there's several different people we could have thought in there. Chris Hero as Cassius Ohno, or Generico as Sami Zayn or whatever. There's a bunch of people on NXT that they could have thrown in this situation, but like I said, not worried about the work aspect. I think he can get in there and show it that he can work, but just not feeling it. Hopefully they do something with this, but I don't know. The name though is killing me.
Yeah, that's just bad. It's the same as me and Ryan. Once he got over here and we started talking about what Top's going to start about, we were on the exact same page. I know me and Quad talked about it in the past. It's just the working ability and all that kind of stuff. He's a good worker. And the stuff that he did with Cena for the time period that he actually wrestled with him, it looked all right. And he's doing the perfect plex and all this stuff, and he's got like kind of shades of his dad's song and his little song or ditty and all that kind of shit. But it's just, I always look at what could have been, and having the option of having a new Paul Heyman guy and a new client for Heyman going alongside with the Punks and the Brocks and all those kind of guys. What they could have done here. I mean, this is just prime time opportunity to bring Cassius Ohno in. I mean, he doesn't need a mouthpiece by any means. He's a great talker. But to bring him in with a backing of Paul Heyman, fuck yeah. I mean, that would have been, and we were talking about the things they could have built to, the numerous things you could build to with the Cassius Ohno, but Generico as well. I mean, all that kind of stuff, repackaging Antonio Cesaro, which WWE has no idea what the fuck to do with. They're making him Antonio Hackenschmidt, fucking running around like some fucking 1940s shoot wrestler. Like, oh my god, just fucking retards. But yeah, it's just the other options that could have been here just kind of really make me pissed. I've never been against Michael McGillicuddy. Everybody coming out of the woodwork saying like, oh god, I've loved Michael McGillicuddy for so long. No, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Because he's done absolutely nothing, and now he's just growing a beard, and he talks like a fucking barbarian caveman, and God, he can't talk worth shit. He doesn't have that intangible, it factor kind of feel to him. It seems like they're just striving to make somebody, and they're not just letting them make themselves. They have to put them with a Heyman. Triple H has to have a fucking boner for him and all this kind of shit, and it's like trying to make that guy, and he's getting thrust into some positions to be made. I think the problem is Triple H and shit.
I think the problem is WWE doesn't want those guys that the fans want, the Dan Bryans and the Dean Ambroses.
They want to feel like they made that person. Like, oh, you like him now because we were the guy that made him. Yeah. Well, you can't say that about Punk or Bryan or fucking any of those guys, because all the guys that were made before, for all of us that made them. So WWE wants to feel like they're making some stars, and that's all the flack that WWE's been given about not creating, stars and all this kind of stuff. That would be. McGillicuddy is one of those prototypical WWE guys that is made by WWE.
Look at Ryback, too.
Ryback as well.
Take that Goldberg kind of just, like, beefy man-beast-looking dude. Same thing with, you got Big E Langston. He's getting victories over Del Rio, clean on Raw. Yeah. Like, it's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
And he
There's a lot of those ridiculous. Kind of guys that looks retarded. But it'll be interesting to see what happens into the future with Curtis Axel. I know the stuff that's been going on, tying in his other clients to what could possibly happen in the future. Maybe something that maybe Punk and Axel will cross paths, in the future, or Lesnar. I don't even know how the hell they can fake anything out about that, but I know it looks like they've been building to something with Tripp and Axel again. I know, depending on when this video gets uploaded, they've been talking about doing something on Raw. This is Sunday we're taping this. With him, but it looks like they're probably building something, a payback with them too. But should be interesting to see, how this Curtis Axel character and everything that's going on here continues to build into the future, and how it will succeed or fail one way or another, behind the backing of the genius that is Paul Heyman. Next up is something that me and Ryan have been waiting for and have been looked upon for so long, which is the upcoming debut of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt, we have looked at for so long, being in NXT, repackaging his character completely, a total 180 to what he was doing as Husky Harris, as just that douchey dude that was in, the Nexus, and, really not doing anything, known as the second generation. I think he's second or third. I think he's second generation.
I'm not really quite sure.
Fuck, I don't know. I think, what is his dad? IRS, his dad, yeah. And also his brother was Bo Rotundo, which I don't know, where did he go? He had like 2 matches with Wade Barrett, and then did he die?
I don't know. He was in the Royal Rumble.
Was he?
I thought he got.
That's right, he did, because I think he was doing stuff with Cena in the corner.
Yeah,
and then
he lasted for a good.
Did he fall off over the ropes and then just? Did he go into a hole and go away?
I'd imagine.
Okay, I think we're better off.
We're better off.
We're better off.
No,
if that didn't happen.
Too much Bro Rotundo.
This is the brother we want to see here, as far as the Rotundas go. This character is fucking brilliant, and he has fully immersed himself into this character. I look at it almost along the lines of what Heath Ledger had to do to be the Joker. I mean, he is literally like into this shit, and his promos are fucking brilliant. I mean, the mindset behind his promos is going to go fucking straight over people's heads of what he's talking about. The concept of kind of the Southern Cape Fear cult thing that he's got going with him being the leader of it is fucking genius. I mean, if Ryan would probably be right along there. If we could create a character or something, being, a part of an actual creative team, which is the biggest fucking oxymoron that WWE has going, creative team, fuck off, would be something we would create. Because, I mean, this character is just brilliant. And especially, it gives an edginess to the WWE product that they don't have. And along with the Punks and those kind of guys and the Shield and all the stuff they're doing. It's another, part of edginess that, the WWE's been missing for so long, and that character that we haven't really seen. I mean, it's so intriguing of what is possible with this character and what is possible with this, faction they got going on, being the family and having, obviously, Brody Lee. Some of you might know as, back in Ring of Honor and stuff, and I believe he was in the Age of the Ball, too, so he was in some fucked up factions back in the day, too.
Yeah,
so,
Dragon Gate.
Yeah, and he fits perfectly into this, faction and this kind of cult thing that they're doing, which I am in love with. The fucking song that they have for him and all these vignettes just fits so perfectly, and the vignettes, I mean, speak for itself. I mean, if you can watch that and say that's not fucking brilliant, then you're not a wrestling fan, because, I mean, that's just something to look forward to, because, I mean, I personally would be totally cool if he wrestled 20% of the time and just cut promos and was that leader 80% of the time. Like, I really don't even give a shit, and he's a pretty good worker for being a big guy, too. He's pretty nimble, and I could really see them doing something to where he's almost like what CM Punk was with the Straight Edge Society, where he's like kind of leading the people to go do things for him and leading the two other, the big guys to go do, the wrestling portion of the things, and he could be there just to fuck with people's minds and shit and sit on rocking chairs next to the ring or whatever the fuck he wants to do. I think that'd be fucking hilarious if they ended up doing that. But I God, we just cannot wait any longer to see him finally debut and what great stuff that Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family can be doing into the future.
Yeah, it goes back to guys back in NXT and FCW we talked about. Once they've debuted and once they start showing what they can do, the Ambroses and Rollins and those guys, and then you got the Daniel Bryan's and where he's at, and the Damian Sandow.
Yes.
Those guys, and we talked about when they were back in NXT, and when they get to that next level, people are going to be like, it's fucking genius. These guys, what took them so long?
It's finally like the curtain is unveiled. It's like, holy shit, look at these people. And like, oh, wow, we didn't see them before. Now we get to see them now.
Bray Wyatt is a character that's been developing for a good while now, and several vignettes in NXT and FCW when they were building, and it was just him and another guy. Was it Mustache guy?
They had was it Eli Cottonwood?
Yeah, and they got rid of him.
And they got rid of him because, good lord, he was horrible.
Yeah, he was horrendous. But Brody Lee is a pretty good big guy worker. Luke Harper, the other guy, kind of looks like one of the old, like the Highlander type guys.
Yes, he does.
A little bit, but they're doing this kind of whole
I'm going to sit here the whole video and trying to think of one of their fucking names now.
Rory and
McAllister.
Rory.
That's it. And fuck.
I don't know the other one. I don't know the other guy's name though either.
God damn it, we'll think of it.
I can't remember.
Everybody on there. Oh my god, they fucked something up. Let me tell them. YouTube. Wikipedia.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Those guys were around for like 4 months,
something like that.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, yeah, I love this whole setup of Bray Wyatt and having him come in and like I said, I completely agree with him at being. He doesn't even have to work if you know he wrestle. He could just come out there and cut promos and do this kind of eerie, creepy deal, and I think it's completely genius. And you know that's something that's lacked heavily in WWE is you know good characters. Yeah. You know you have those guys that catch on and then they kind of just fade. You know those Brodus Clays who are kind of falling out, and then the Tensais, and
hopefully Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback and possibly, and look at Fandango. He's got his he's in his top level right now. I don't think he's gonna peak any higher. He may win a U.S. title, or I don't think he's gonna jump to that main event level with that gimmick. That gimmick is just too outlandish and fucking retarded. I think there's no way I see him ever winning a world title with that gimmick. But you never know. I mean, Yokozuna. Yokozuna.
Let's fucking hope so.
But yeah, I mean, the whole general idea, the concept is this whole like cult following, this cult, like he's a cult leader, and if you're into those kind of type movies where it's just genius, the bad guy type characters, they don't have that many. They don't have any of them. They have Dean Ambrose, but he's not really playing that. He did that kind of thing in NXT. And you have when Randy Orton was that sadistic type killer type thing. You don't have that either one of those really going on. So you have that coming in right now, and it's a fresh kind of deal, and it's almost like you're watching a like a TV show unfold. Yeah. Like you're watching this character like come into a show, and it's like when a guy gets killed off of Walking Dead, and they bring a new guy in or something. It's like it's kind of like that, and it's like bringing in this character that people have been waiting to see for a while, at least internet fans or people like us who've been following it for a while. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do here. Hopefully he jumps in here and they throw him on that pedestal like they did with Fandango, and let him, because I would have way over my head. I would have way rather seen Bray Wyatt beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. I mean, if Chris Jericho's losing at WrestleMania, I would have
rather have it be somebody that matters and that can work off of it, which Bray Wyatt could. And we have to give huge props to WWE for the video packages they put together for these vignettes.
They do a good job.
These vignettes are fucking brilliant. I mean, they're so good, and they've done it in the past. All the stuff they did with Jericho, leading up to all of his stuff in that little classroom shot. The stuff they did with the Undertaker, they've done with Undertaker for years. All that kind of stuff is just so brilliant, and they think it out so great. That's the part of the creative thing as far as video and the editing team that does outstanding, and the stuff that they've taken the time with this character in developmental to let it to develop and actually be what it's supposed to be, and let him embrace this character fully and get a grasp of what he's trying to go for, and he is at the peak of what he's trying to go for. He's got it down to a T. If you guys have not checked out his promos in NXT, go fucking check them out right now, because they're fucking brilliant. I just watched a recent one. I think it was like a King of the Jungle promo or something, and it's fucking brilliant. And all the other stuff he's done, and he's done his character for like a year and a half now or something. It's been a while. So I mean, he's really embraced this. He's behind it. Everything's working. The song works for it. The vignettes are working for it. People are hyped for it. You could hear the crowd react when they come out of the vignettes, and they're just fucking marking like motherfuckers, because they realize, at least the smarter people realize that this stuff is genius, and it absolutely is genius. So we cannot wait for the debut of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Next up is some more increasingly great stuff that's going on, which has to deal with Daniel Bryan. Somebody that all of the Pro Wrestling Pulse always has an eye on, which is a Daniel Bryan, one of the best workers and professional wrestlers in the world, and has been for over 10 years now, and right now is bar none the best performer on this planet. With what he's been doing over the past month, it is 100% Daniel Bryan, and you're going to get it every single night, and it's stuff we've seen in the past. We saw in Ring of Honor throughout his independent days, everything, and it just makes him feel so much like he's building to something really special here, and it makes it feel like it's going to be something really great. And I don't really want to jump to conclusions of what it could possibly get to, whether it's a run with John Cena, which we would be all fucking for, possibly going for the WWE Championship with We talked about it before we did this video. Daniel Bryan has been and is one of the most over professional wrestlers and hottest professional wrestlers on this planet, and it's been like that for a long time. And WWE recognizes that, and it's something to wear along the lines of how he's been working over the past month, trying to have to prove. They're doing this thing where they're trying to have to prove to Kane that he's not the weak link of the team because they lost the tag titles at Extreme Rules and they continue to lose tag matches, and he's going out there trying to prove to everybody when, all along everybody realizes what a great performer is. So it's this weird, watch this word, dichotomy.
Dichotomy.
There it is.
There it is.
Where he's having to try and go out there and prove to things that everybody already knows, and the crowd's fucking freaking out of the amazing work that he's putting on there, and it couldn't go any better with the people he's getting in the ring with right now. All the stuff that he's doing with the Shield and giving them so much time with Rollins and Bryan working together, and we've seen so much great stuff in the past that they've done back in Ring of Honor as Tyler Black and Bryan Danielson, obviously, and the amazing work that they put on in the past, and we're seeing shades of that here over the past couple weeks on Raws and on Extreme Rules as well. With the moves that they're being able to kind of put on, it just seems like they're just letting him go, and it seems like that everything he's done in WWE so far, outside of a couple matches here and there, has been 75% of the true Daniel Bryan, and over the past month or so, it's been 100% full bore Daniel Bryan, and that's what you're getting with all the things that he's going out there and doing, and just amazing people that haven't seen 100% Daniel Bryan like we have throughout all of the years, that he's been absolutely amazing. Finally get to see that, and then he's starting to blow people's minds, and he's getting even more over than on top of everything that he was with all the Yes stuff and everything that's gotten over the past year or so. So it is so intriguing to see what's going on there. As I said, and Chris Jericho said it as well, he believes he's the best performer, in the world right now, and that's saying something for a guy like me to say that when CM Punk's incoming return of obviously being the best professional wrestler on this planet. Cannot wait for that at fucking Payback against Chris Jericho. Fucking mind blown with the amazing stuff that's going to be happening there. So it's looking really good. The WWE product going into the future is looking like it's really going to start to progress with Daniel Bryan doing the stuff he's doing, CM Punk coming back, Dolph Ziggler coming back off injury, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family all debuting soon. Hopefully some, more of the Shield, everything amazing that's going on with Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns right now, the tag champions, United States champion. Ambrose looking like a fucking stud, which we all knew he was, and Rollins and Reigns performing great as a tag team. The match that they put on a week or so after Extreme Rules was fucking amazing. It was an outstanding match, and the stuff that they're doing. All this stuff put together, it's looking like, bring in Steph and Vince and Tripp and all this kind of stuff, which, we've been wanting to see a lot more of them, and a lot of people want to see a lot more of them with as far as the characters go being on television, because everybody pays attention when the McMahons are on television, that's for sure. So it's looking like we're on an up, hill, and it's going to be some good stuff into the future. But the impending stuff with Daniel Bryan has definitely started to intrigue us into making us extremely happy for sure with the future for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, it seems like the whole. I mean, the more I think about it, the whole setup of Daniel Bryan's career in WWE, to me, it looks like he came in, he did the cookie cutter WWE thing. He shaved his face, he had the cut hair, he did what they wanted him to do. He did his own thing, and he wrestled, and he did all, and he did what they wanted him to do. And then he started gaining some. He obviously had popularity, and to begin with when he came in, gaining more and more popularity, and he didn't cut a lot of promos, and he didn't show much personality when he first came in. They didn't give him much to do, and then they let him jump to that heel position and be that heel, and then show some personality, and he had that personality, and then they put him with Kane, and then they show him that he's he can talk and he can work with awkward people, like a Kane. As a team, and then you put him in the ring with a guy like a Ryback, who, God forbid, if he had to work hard, like actual wrestle,
he pulled that shit out of him. That's for sure.
And pulling a match out of that, from out of a Ryback, with the Daniel Bryan and making that guy look good, and working, he's always been that great worker. Everyone's already known that, but them giving him that opportunity to get in the ring with guys who aren't as good as the guys like Punk and the Zigglers, who he knows he can have good matches with, and he can prove to make these other guys look good.
Exactly.
I think it's all that together, plus him being a small guy, showing that personality. The more and more I see him perform, the more and more I see him get comfortable on television and doing promos and little ditties with Kane and other people. He's forming into that that Chris Jericho, who I feel like is one of the most well-rounded wrestlers in the history of wrestling,
if not the most.
Yeah, like when it comes to promos and it comes to
character,
heel, face,
yeah.
character, wrestling ability, high flying, work, down mat work, everything.
And also his mentor Shawn Michaels, which he's looking a lot more because he could work with that, like you said. And Shawn was working with big, stupid, goofy tree-like bastards all the time, so you could see that part of him as well, which he's always wanted to be like that Shawn Michaels guy.
It proves there that those guys like Rybacks and the Biggie Langstons and the gigantic dudes that they want to push and make stars out of, aren't always the fit. You have these other guys who are great workers and they have that name. I think Daniel Bryan has that name in WWE right now to jump to that level like a Cena or a Punk, and they just need to let him go.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like I hope they're going to continue to push this thing with him. I'm okay with him teaming with Kane. It's always been entertaining, but it's time to
It's looking like it's on a completely different direction right now.
Yeah, it's time to move on, and it's time for Kane to he's fizzling out in the lower parts of his career. The Mark Henrys and the big shows with those guys, are just there to be there. Daniel Bryan is on the up. He's one of those guys that once that team's broke up, what are you going to do? Throw him into that main event scene. I mean, there's nobody. You have nobody else. Like there's nobody else there. You have the Punks and the Jerichos, and they're going to do their thing. It's looking like they might feud or do whatever. You have Cena with nobody. Yeah. I mean,
Daniel Bryan and John Cena would be one of the most freshest feeling things. And we have, trust me, if they throw CM Punk and John Cena back in there to feud again, we have no problem. Because they have done nothing but delivered perfection. I mean, every single damn time they're in the ring. It's arguable that, over the past 10 years and all the stuff that they've done, John Cena and CM Punk is one of the greatest rivalries we have seen in WWE in a long time. And it's going to continue to build. We're going to see it in the future and see it a long time into the future. But we have been so wanting. Ryan has talked about it numerous times. I've talked about it tons of times. Daniel Bryan and John Cena would just be... It would be fucking amazing, and it's something so... And I think John Cena wants something like that, because he realized how great, CM Punk made him look, and the great stuff that John Cena brought to that. Daniel Bryan's the same way. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are cut from the same fucking cloth, and all that stuff that he could do with the Punk can do exactly, with the Daniel Bryan, and can help Daniel Bryan progress just like it helped CM Punk progress. Getting in the ring with the established guy like a John Cena. So we can only hope that it can build to something like that. A title match down the road with John Cena and Daniel Bryan would be the shit. And, if they could possibly build to that, or anything they're building with, period, is looking like it's going to be some good stuff with Daniel Bryan, because whatever he's doing, we're paying attention to, and we're going to be watching 100%. Should be some great stuff going into the future there. But this will now wrap up our Pulse Topix show. I'm still a tidbit angered, the fact that you cannot figure out your fucking wardrobe. Like you to figure that out next time, so we don't look like fucking 7-year-old twin boys going to Tumble Drum.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know. I thought
you just thought it'd be cool. Well, hey, it'll be cool. Boy day. Boy day. Boy day doesn't equate to having to wear the same fucking clothes day.
I'm gonna stop being nice.
Because we look like big gays. Big gay boys gay.
Big gay boy
big
gay.
Big gay boy gay day gay.
You think Vince would hire us? We look like lumberjacks, just like. Lumberjack? That's
just the biggest gay lumberjack guys.
Tag team.
Should we feud? We could go feud with Gunner and Storm.
Our
Gun Storm.
Our gimmick would be every tag match. We wouldn't even have matches. We'd just be a tag team. We would talk about wrestling. We would just go out and we would lumberjack tag matches. And we would talk about winning the titles.
Lumberjacks all the time. Dude, it's gonna be so cool when we finally get to actually wrestle for the titles and wrestle.
That'd be our gimmick.
Wrestle. Instead of just we're 2-man lumberjacks, just nobody else is out there.
Yeah, we were all.
And then when they actually have a lumberjack match, we're not out there because we can't get used. So we are only lumberjacks when we want to be lumberjacks.
That's our pose, right?
God, I hope that's a thumbnail for the video. That would be genius. We'll just sit here for like 12 minutes and wait for it. All right, the third thumbnail pick is gonna be this one. Okay, it's
either way.
But as I said, this will wrap up our Pulse Topix show from my partner Ryan. I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, professional wrestling world.